My brother Dell and I made a deal. The deal was that if I didn't talk to any girls before the summer, I'd get a dead arm. Don't make me get all Krav Maga on you, he says. His dead arms are no joke. He threatens that if I ever make him really mad, he'll have to break out the close combat dead arm. I looked up the close combat dead arm on the internet, but nothing came up. On the last day of school and the last day of the deal, not only did I talk to someone, but I fell in love. The teacher had us work in partners, and my partner was Lauren. Since it was the end of the year, I was wearing short sleeves, and Lauren was wearing a tank top. It was yellow, and the straps were not wide at all. "What did you get for number 2, she said, and her arm touched my arm. 17.82, I said. I thought about this for the next 2 minutes. That she asked me what I got for number 2, and I told her, and her arm was next to mine and touching it. For the 2 minutes after that, I thought about how maybe I will be Lauren's partner again next year. Maybe the next time I could be the one to say, what did you get for number 2? Maybe in 20 years we could remember how the first thing we said to each other was about math. But then she said, this is wicked boring, too bad I'm not high. Then I said, you mean high on pot? I love pot, she said. Me too, I say. I decided to go smoke pot for the first time that night so that what I said won't be a lie. When Mom and Dad go out, Dell and his friends smoke pot and have Arnold Schwarzenegger marathons and arm wrestling tournaments to see who doesn't have to pick up Chinese food. I figured that might happen tonight and I could join them. You do not smoke pot, she said. Sorry for lying, I said. Then class ended. I went home ready to think about Lauren for the entire summer. I sit down at home and Mom nudges me and points to a picture of a lady in her food and wine cookbook. It's like the magazine, but a whole cookbook with a whole year of things to cook. I want my hair to look like that, she says. Like what, I say. Shiny, she says. Your mom may just get herself a fancy blow dryer. I hear it's bad to blow dry, I say. The commercials show these microscopic pictures of your hair and it's all damaged. Baloney, she says. There are these little hair molecules, I say. Little parts of hair. They're supposed to look like moist bubbles, but the blow-dried ones dry out and die, I say. Dell is in the living room. I can't see the TV, but I can hear what's on. It's a Steven Seagal tape from Dell's collection. He's watching the one where Steven Seagal is in a coma after people killed his family. The pretty alien lady from Weird Science and the Brute deodorant commercials is a nurse taking care of Steven Seagal. She likes him even though he's in a coma and she doesn't know who he is or what his eyes look like. And he's never even seen her. But when he wakes up and he realizes his family is dead, he has sex with her pretty soon. This is the part that Dell is watching. Mom starts to clean up and wants Dell to eat. Dell, Mom says. Not now, says Dell. Mason's about to get laid. Jesus, Mom says. Watching porno in the living room? I think it's just a movie with sex in it, I say, and this is the part with sex. Dell slams his foot on the thing that pops up. Everetto, he calls. Sometimes Dell talks like he thinks mafia people talk, which is in English with an exaggerated Italian accent. You have no cojones, he says. That's Spanish, I say. At least I have cojones, he says. Dell sits up all the way in his chair. He makes a fist with his left and then opens his hand again. The close combat dead arm, says Dell. Remember what I said about this dead arm? Wait, I say. It'll numb you first, he says. I know, I say, but wait. It hurts so bad you have to wait a second for it to kick in, he says. Right, I say, but wait. You'll be jacking off Goofy for weeks, he says. I look at Mom to see if she heard, but she's slamming the fridge drawers. I remember, I say, but I talked to a girl. Dell puts his fist back on the chair. Bullshit, he says. He gets up and looks like he's a relief pitcher stretching and getting ready to pitch. Really, I say. I back away. She had this yellow tank top. No shit, he says. I think about all the tough things I can say, like, there's this hot chick, but I totally screw up. I'm in love, I say. She's got red hair. She touched me on the arm. No shit, he says. Dell grabs a PBR from the fridge and says he's getting in the shower. I'm excited to see if Bob Ross is on, and he totally is. Even better, he's just starting, so the whole canvas is mostly blank, and he starts to brush it from side to side. I don't give a crap about painting or what Bob Ross is painting, but when he talks it sounds like a kind of humming, and when he paints it just sounds like a kind of wind or something. Then I'm dozing off, getting this weird type of deep relaxation Bob Ross sleep, where I can still hear his humming and his brushing, but know that I'm sitting there. Mom comes in and says, "What are you watching?" "Oh, I didn't see that you were sleeping," but I say, "I'm watching Bob Ross." And she says, "Look at that hair." Mom sits next to me and looks at the screen like she's watching a suspense movie. Now he's making something big time. The whole canvas is blue for the sky, and I don't get it, because how is he going to make a ground if it's all blue? The blue becomes water on the bottom and sky on the top, and he puts grass and rocks and trees next to the water, but they are a little blue also, from the sky and water. Mom makes this little one-syllable sound like she didn't expect what was happening to really happen. Now it's over, and the rocks, water, sky, and trees all just look a bit more like they're supposed to, and Bob Ross turns around holding his paint plate thing and his brush in his hand. Mom was right about his hair. He smiles like he's happy and happy for you, and then he says, "Happy painting." Mom makes a sound like before. With her fingernail on her mouth, she says, "Who the hell is that guy?" "Bob Ross," I say. "One hell of a painter," she says. "Look at that hair," says Del. I wasn't really sure how long he was standing there behind us. "That's what I said," says Mom. Then Del walks in front of us. "So what's with this girl?" he says. "What girl?" says Mom. "Everetto got a chick," he says. "Do not," I say.